Welcome to 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming with your hosts, Taylor
and Q.
Nuclear launch detected.
90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming does not represent the views of WWSP, 90 FM, or the University of Wisconsin school system. The views expressed and the information given in this broadcast can be used at the sole risk of the listener.
Listening to this broadcast is guaranteed to increase your wisdom by 5 points.
The Enrichment Center is required to remind you that you will be baked, and then there will be cake.
Hey, listen!
Hello, and welcome to 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming. You just heard a little bit of dead air before we got on here after Mogwai due to our own technical issues.
Yeah, I kept Q on that.
Yeah, computers are hard, man. We try to figure them out every week, but slowly but surely we will master them.
Yes. A little better every time.
Yes. Anywho, we are 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming, a gaming talk show here on 90 FM, which is also called WWSP Stevens Point for those in the legal departments who are trying to catch us not saying that on the top of the hour. We talk about video games, video game players, video game cultures, video game companies, video game controllers. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything. Anywho, I am Taylor, host number one, and that is
Q, the other host of 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming.
We are sad to present that we were talking about our time at Tech Lounge in the competition, and we came in a paltry third place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks to our listeners out there in the listening world.
Coming along and trouncing us.
Completely and utterly destroying us in a game that we didn't play, but that the Tech Lounge got quite a few people to play their challenge. We can talk about their challenge, the new one, here in a second. Is there anything that you would like to just say for as I'm typing into the Tech Lounge to see?
Do you mean, do I want to give you some filler? Because I only slightly do.
Filler.
Dead air, dead air.
The new challenge at the Tech Lounge, which you will listen to their promotion that we have in the middle of our show during our awesome, fantastic, cool giveaway that you will listen to. We will play a song. You guess the name of the song and where it is in the video game.
We're going 64-bit this time,
Yes,
too.
we are in the 64 generation, so that's PlayStation and Nintendo 64. So if you played quite a few of those games, you are absolutely going to adore our game challenge. You just got to guess the name of the song and where it's from in the game. This one's fairly easy and fairly difficult for those.
It really depends on how your childhood played out.
The new challenge at Tech Lounge this week is Gears of War 3, the Horde 2.0 challenge. We're going to be trying it after the show, at Tech Lounge. And you can also get your prizes there when we give them to you.
We're going to spend all of our rewards from being in third place and then spend some extra money.
So that's basically a little opener to our show. We have some fantastic stories to talk to you about. We've actually played a bunch of video games this week, and we have them to talk about. You can always, if you want to, get a hold of us on 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming and complain about how much we suck or how awesome we are. Yeah.
Yes, our Facebook is always open during the show, so if you can say it at any point. You don't have to wait for a break or whatever, and we will most likely have to correct ourselves when you tell us how wrong we are, which has happened a couple times now. Yep. Someone told us about what was the biggest map ever, which I don't remember what it was. I think it was Just Cause 2. No, it wasn't Just Cause 2, was it?
It was Just Cause.
Okay.
We didn't know that, and we put it up there. So our opinions are purely our own. They could be absolutely horribly wrong, like we just mentioned.
They don't represent that list of people that Q knows better than me.
Yep. And then they yelled at us on Facebook and told us we were very wrong. Our opinions are purely our own. They do not reflect WWSP, Stevens Point, the radio station you're currently listening to, UW Stevens Point, the UW Board of Regents, the state of Wisconsin, Scott Walker, Adam Smith.
Most of your professors.
Karl Marx.
Adam Smith. All right. Do we want to get into an actual story? We burned through 5 minutes of our show here.
Let's 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 minutes.
All right. I didn't take intro time into account. We talked about every one of these except for I think the first one leading up to this, but there is a new Humble Indie bundle out there. It is the second of the Frozen Byte bundles, and last time we brought it to you, there was only one game and then the old Frozen Byte bundle, but now they have hopped it up to 3.
Yep, you
What
can
do you
get
have them
3
do?
games for completely and utterly whatever you want to pay.
Yes.
We had talked about Frozen Synapse, which received absolutely amazing
reviews. Yep.
From
it's one of the
tons
indie
of
gaming
people.
headliners, really.
And then the 2 new games that are now in there are a game called Trauma and Space Chem.
And Trauma looks ridiculous.
Trauma is a very unique game. I played a little bit of it. What movie did you say you kind of attributed to?
Well, I haven't played the game yet, so I can't make sure that this is a perfect parallel, but from what I understand of the game, it seems almost like reminiscent of Memento, where it's like this guy trying to piece together what happens to him.
Trauma tells a story about a young woman who survived a car accident. Recovering at the hospital, she has dreams that shed light on the different aspects of her identity, such as ways she deals with the losses of her parents, and etc. So you kind of live, you as a person are living in the mind of this character as...
In her memories, though.
Yeah. Trauma lets you experience those dreams in an interactive way, kind of like a point-and-click adventure game. I would assume like Myst sort of game is what I played a little bit of it. It builds on the established formula of introducing gesture-based interface, real-time 3D technology, and dynamic level layouts, for photography, visuals, and a very, very, very deep philosophy and level design. Combined with a very, very unconventional story, it's aimed at a compact and deep game for the literate and mature audience. So our
Which is
listeners,
really rare these days sometimes.
Our listeners, I'm assuming 3/4 of them are mature and literate.
Yes. I think we can assume more than 3/4, at least for literate. I guess only half of the hosts are mature, or if either of the hosts are really that mature. Semi-mature.
We're not that mature.
Semi-mature.
Semi-mature is probably the way to go
I have
about
to
it.
shave my beard off every so often.
I haven't shaved in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't shaved in a while. But Trauma, I played a little bit of it. I absolutely adored it because it was so outrageously original. It's like you're playing a movie, but you're the character in the movie. I loved it. It's won quite a few big awards. Indiecade got a finalist, Independent Games Festival finalist, and European Innovative Games Award for being a finalist there too.
Well, I mean, it really stands out the most just because you don't see a point-and-click game like of this caliber ever anymore. Point-and-click is barely even a genre, and most of it's like a flash game if you're going to end up with a point-and-click game. So to see an actual like really high-quality, well-thought-out point-and-click game executed properly is a very, very rare occasion.
And you
it's
can
very
get
cool.
it for extremely cheap. The next game that we'll be talking about is Space Chem. I attempted to download it here on the university and install it on the computers. Did not work. Because I forgot I'm not allowed to run executables. So tonight I will be playing this game. And it's called Space Chem. Basically, you take the role of a reactor engineer and you make synthetic chemicals, not actually reminiscent of how actually it works.
It's a cool little puzzle game.
It's a cool little puzzle game. Basically, you construct elaborate factories to transform raw materials into chemicals, and then you streamline those to make designs, and then survive encounters with the evil, sinister plagues, and etc. So, yeah, it was a very cool game. There's a lot to it. I watched a couple of videos of it, and I really liked it. There's a lot of science, like pseudoscience, not actual real science.
Well, if it was actual real science, then it would be excruciating work for the most part, which
well,
doesn't really translate well to a game.
For the developer, I've played some games, some educational games that were amazing.
Yeah.
There was one that won the award from the president, teaching how cells work.
Oh no, I saw that. You showed me that
from the ground up.
It was very interesting.
I sat there and played it for about 12 hours, and then I beat it. It was amazing. It was actually the day Inception came out. So it was a while ago now. But it was an amazing game. I can't remember the name of it. If I do remember the name of it later. So in this new bundle, we have Frozen Synapse, which we talked about before, Space Chem, and Trauma, and you can pay whatever you want. You can pay a penny. You can pay 16 million pennies.
Yep.
You can pay 9 zillion fun dollars.
And also, I don't know how much we've really mentioned it, but once again, we have the same two charities who are both benefiting from all of the as many of the sales as choose to have them benefit from it as possible, I guess. Yep. But we have EFF and Child's Play. It was the Electronic Frontier Foundation, right? They're like legal representation for gaming companies or gaming-related issues, and then Child's Play, who brings video games to hospitalized children, which is pretty cool. Yep,
and we had talked about it last week. Actually, during our show is when it pretty much started. I
think it actually started that day.
There are 7 hours or 7 days left. So exactly during our show in 7 days, you will hear us say it's over how much money they made. So you have 7 days to get this bundle, humblebundle.com, if you want to get the bundle.
Yes,
it's totally
if
up to you.
Wish
it's
to
purely
purchase.
for charity. And unless you want to give a bunch of money to the developers.
In which case, it's not.
Yeah, then it's not to charity. But Child's Play is just a fantastic charity.
Yeah.
I think I can build up charities on public radio. I think I have the.
Yeah, I feel like they're okay people to sponsor. I hear they usually do good things for people.
Yes. But all the games are DM free. You support
DRM
charity.
free,
And you pay whatever you want. The current highest bid right now is $2,000 by Mr. Notch himself.
Yes, and we talk about like Steam all the time. These all actually translate into your Steam library.
Yep,
There's a
Steam
code
library,
you can punch it in, it goes right in.
libraries, direct-to-drive libraries. You'll have them forever. The code you can have forever. So if you lose your code, all you got to do is ask again, and
they'll email it to you.
Yep. And the current average purchase is $4.68
for fun dollars. Fun cents.
I don't know how to say that there. With 164,728 purchases, 729 purchases. So
I'm glad these get so much attention. Yeah. It makes me very happy to see that these have become such a big thing on the internet.
Yep. And they have currently so far have made 770,000 fun dollars.
That is a lot of fun dollars.
Yes.
You could buy a lot of fun things with that.
Yes. I think Notch is the one that accidentally inflates the average Linux price. But,
is Notch actually on the list right now?
Yeah, 2,000 fun dollars.
Okay, last time I looked, I don't think he'd actually made his appearance yet, but that was a while back.
And normally someone will outbid him. So if you are in our listening audience and you want to outbid Notch,
gross sums of money to throw around.
It's all going to charity. It's a fantastic charity. I think that's as much as I can describe it without being in trouble. But that's the Humble Frozen Synapse bundle. It's the second Humble Frozen bundle. And I think it's like the 5th bundle now.
I think it is exactly the 5th Humble Indie bundle.
Yep. Charity, pay what you want. Put a cent down, get 3 free games. If you go more than the average price, which the average price may be different when you buy, you get 5 other games: Trine, Shadowgrounds Survivor, Splot, and Jack Claw. All great games if you want them. If you don't want them, then give
except
them to
one of those
else.
games is like a pre-order. One of those games is like a game that's not out yet.
Splot isn't out yet.
Yeah. Which it wasn't out at the last Frozen Byte bundle, so I'm starting to wonder when that game's getting released.
It looks pretty cool.
It does look cool.
I won't talk about it any longer. But yeah, 164,771, 772 purchases. Very cool, very cool. We will most likely be buying that for ourselves later today. But yeah.
All right, we're going to do this in not quite the normal manner. We usually do the Minecraft Corner right after the break, but we're going to spend most of the second half of the show on one topic. So let's do Minecraft Corner now. Q, you're going to have to lead this one for the most part, because I'm not 100% clear on the most recent update. But
the most recent update, we are talking about Minecraft 1.9.
Yes, where we have the NPCs.
Yep.
Which is big.
Well, 1.8 has the NPCs, but they just don't do anything.
Yeah. The real NPCs.
Stand there. 1.9 will have many other things to come. Excuse me. Guests in the Nether do different things now. They drop stuff when you kill them.
Are there already roads through the Nether, or is that what's coming in 9 as well?
We talked about that last week.
Okay.
The Nether update. There's fortresses in the Nether. They're pretty cool looking. Lots of new mobs in the Nether. Most likely the release will be before October 18th, so it'll be here soon. If you play into Minecraft a lot, I know there's quite a few of our listeners who do. Sounds that are actually for Enderman and Silverfish, because C418 and Deadmau5 came in and did some music.
Yeah, Deadmau5 is a huge fan of the game. He talks repeatedly about it, and apparently during some of his concerts, he actually has like Minecraft stuff pop up behind him. Like he had a giant Minecraft pig like displayed on the LED screen behind him, which was pretty cool sounding.
Yep. Notch was showing off some new blocks that look like oil.
Oil?
I did see them. It was very strange. Third part of the adventure update will be beta 1.10. We don't know when that's out, but more the actual NPCs will have AI. Potions, brewing, boss mobs, enchantment tables, and baby animals.
I think boss mobs is the biggest thing I'm excited for, honestly.
Baby animals. We're going to have baby animals.
Well, they already have breeding, right? And then they're actually going to be bringing in.
It doesn't actually make baby animals.
Yeah, it just makes a new animal who's mysteriously full grown.
Yeah. But, very cool. Minecraft. That's the Minecraft update.
Whoa.
Oh, and one of our comments from one of our listeners. So what are fun dollars? Fun dollars are
what we legally call money.
Yeah, we can't say, oh, you can get this for $1 million. I'm just
in that case we're describing something fictional, so it should be okay.
But if I'm describing something in existence, like if I'm going to say a video game is $60 fun, because most video games are $60 fun.
Which is really expensive, but that's a talk for another day.
That's a whole other talk for how expensive video games are, and a lot of big people in
Gabe
video
Newell
game world,
agrees with us.
Yeah, it's just too much money for a video game, and some of those big video game companies make more money than most companies anywhere.
Oh,
EA,
there's a huge profit
and
margin.
Activision are just outrageous in the profits that they can make, which is another talk for another day.
Yes, but back to the main question at hand here. It's because we're not allowed to say something's value because that'd be considered advertising. And as a non-profit radio station, we're not allowed to directly advertise for anybody.
Yep. Other things that will be added in 1.9 are hardcore mode, where the instant you die, you lose your world.
The map is gone.
It's gone forever.
Which is awesome. I think I'm going to play that a lot.
They increased the amount of strongholds per map from 3 to unlimited now.
Yep.
So you can have as many maps.
Which will go well with the boss mobs.
Strongholds, yep. Animal breeding, obviously, is out with the new pre-release. And we now have points. Each experience orb is worth 1 point. So
have they made leveling do anything yet?
Skills for experience will be added this patch.
All right.
But Minecraft, just huge game. We're going to review it in full. We'll probably have a whole episode with tons of people coming in.
Where we're going to have Skyrim and Minecraft.
No, I think we're going to have a whole episode for Skyrim, a whole episode for Battlefield and Call of Duty, and a whole episode
We're not going to have too much work
Minecraft.
to do for those weeks. Just talk about the game that we've been playing the entire preceding week.
We'd like all you fans out there, if of course, if you want to.
Yeah, we can't force you to come, but we would love to have guests.
Yeah, and we can record beforehand, or if you just want to have your reviews set on, paper and just...
if you want, just put them on our Facebook page, and then we'll just read them off during the show.
Or you can do that with any review. We've done that a couple times now. A few reviews from a few people have put them on our 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming Facebook page, and we've read them off.
Yes, I like this having the Facebook thing there. I like the fan feed being available.
And then Mark was saying if he wanted, and I know Mark, he's been here, so I could say his name. About Dark Souls, he's starting to play it.
And from what I understand, it is very much like Demon Souls in the fact that you learn by dying. You learn in a very Darwinian manner. Yeah. It's pretty much just get slaughtered for a while. Dark
Souls is a video game from Software on the PlayStation
Atlas,
3.
Right?
And I believe Namco Bandai.
What?
Yep, Namco.
Is Atlas not even involved anymore?
Doesn't look like it.
Wow, that's very surprising.
I don't see Atlas listed on the top.
That's a bummer that they would lose that franchise now.
Yep. But Namco may own Atlas.
I don't think they do.
Namco's huge still.
I guess.
But yeah, it's out on the PlayStation 3 in Japan. I believe it's out on all of them here. Yep.
Yes.
360 and PlayStation 3. So not the Wii. None of the big games that require lots of graphics can be on the Wii. Sorry to say.
Which is why the Wii U is coming out, so that they can actually have access to these games.
But yeah, the game is dungeon crawling, attention, fear raising, like spiritual successor to Demon Souls. Dark Souls takes place in an open world environment, and you, unlike Demon Souls, which forced the player to restart from where they died, at the start of the level when they died. Dark Souls allows you can respawn locations. You can set respawn locations.
Oh, that is awesome. That is really awesome.
The bonfires also replenish health and etc.
That game was brutal. If you died before reaching where you died last time, every single bit of the in-game currency that you had gone. It all disappeared if you died again. Yeah. It was just
Reviews
brutal.
are very high, and we will hopefully be reviewing it with our listeners later in the month or whenever.
Yes, or I might just go bug Mark a lot so I can play the game too and give my words on it. You look like you're reading something interesting or smelling something bad.
Oh, the comments from our listeners. We didn't say that on purpose.
What?
Apparently, we said a bad thing a couple episodes ago.
You said a bad thing?
I listened for it and I couldn't find it. So I don't believe him, but he's our listener.
Well, if it was me,
right.
I'm sorry.
Well, the FCC didn't care, so nothing happened.
The FCC was letting us be.
That'd be me, B. But yeah, moving on. What is next on our itinerary?
All right, we can either talk about the up and coming Portal 2 DLC, or we can talk about the up and coming game Orcs Must Die.
I think we should do Orcs Must Die.
Yes.
Orcs Must Die is a game from the people who made the brand new Age of Empires Online, Age of Empires 3, a company called Robot Entertainment.
I might have.
We might have just both.
Someone recognized my terrible music reference. All right. Yes, Orcs Must Die.
I think she's the only one that has the legal right to walk in here to be on
Yeah,
our
yeah.
show.
No, by the way, she's the one who let us have the show. That was Dana.
Yes, that was Dana.
Thank you, Dana.
The news director here at 90 FM and the public affairs person, news director.
Yeah, she's the Duchess of all public affairs.
The Duchess.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm giving real titles here. All right, but
Duchess Dana Sheffin.
But the game Orcs Must Die, at its core, is essentially... It's hard to describe. It's a third-person shooter tower defense game.
Yeah, it's a third-person tower defense.
Yeah, which is awesome. And what it is basically you play as, like, the general of the group, and you can place either structures or troops.
Can today be declared Eminem quote day?
Okay, today has been declared Eminem quote day. But the only problem is that's the only one I know. Okay, apparently we're going to get some Eminem quotes here, and I'm going to have to work them in.
Okay.
I think I can do that. But
Orcs Must Die. We're being interrupted a lot. Orcs Must Die is on the Windows, PC, and Xbox Live Arcade. You can get it on Xbox Live Arcade right now.
The demo.
No, you can
the game got released now?
Yeah, on Xbox Live Arcade, and it's out on the 12th on Windows.
Of
October. I played the demo at very long length. Is there anything you wanted to say before I started like a pseudo review of a demo?
Before we do the review thing, anyone who is having any like questions about whether or not they would like the game, there's this crazy thing that I've never seen before where they did an interactive trailer. It's on YouTube, and it's like this series of videos where you go through a video and it shows gameplay for a while, and it like shows one wave, and at the end of the wave you choose what he constructs, and then you see how those things work. And there's like a two-way split on every single one of them, and you keep making like more decisions, and there's like 8 parts or something like that. And it was really interesting. I mean, you don't get to actually play the game, but it's the best way to give you a true like visualization of how the game functions.
Because of that interactive trailer, I actually went and downloaded the demo.
Yep, which I plan on doing now that I've played that.
I may actually get the game, depending on the amount of multiplayer there is.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
If there's co-op multiplayer, that game would turn into pretty much like crack. Like it would just be the most addictive thing in the world. Four-person would be a blast for that game.
The main character you play is named the War Mage. You see your owner die. There's not much story. And then, you kind of
there's really no story in any tower defense game. Waves and waves of enemies come at you, and you need to kill them all.
And you get lots of cool little traps and guys you can get. And
this is new to, well, not completely new, but it's not something you see a whole lot in tower defense games. They shoot back, and so not only can you die, but the units you place, if they're not structures, if you're actually placing like archers and stuff, they can get taken out by the troops. So you actually have to play like defensively for other people too, which is cool.
Yep.
It's very different from your normal game.
Yep, I'm hoping that they do have lots and lots of co-op added as a patch, because right now I don't believe there is.
There isn't, but I really couldn't see that game having that much replay value is the thing. Like, if you got through a lot of the game, I could see it wearing eventually. Yeah, if there's co-op, I could play the same, like, 12 levels of that game probably forever.
But I was going to, like, slightly review it, but my pseudo review, the score I'm giving is to be announced upon patches.
Okay, so the review right now is question mark dot question mark. My question mark
right now is play it, the demo. If you like it, you can buy it if you want to, but no, there's no multiplayer as far as I know.
By the way, did they say on Facebook what we accidentally said?
Yeah, they did. You can read it later.
Okay, I'll read it later. Was it me?
Probably.
Dang it. I'm sorry.
Probably you.
I'm sorry.
I would assume so. But some of the bigger reviewers gave it a fairly good scores, 4 out of 5s, 9 out of 10s. So those are fairly good scores for what it is. Praising the length of the campaign as well as the combat system, and finally tuning a whirling chamber of death is what Joystick called it. A finely tuned whirling chamber of death.
I like that. I like that a lot. Whoever wrote that review is probably getting a promotion. Because that is the best description of a game I've heard in a while.
I don't think Joystick's that big of a company.
They're still getting a promotion. Straight to the top.
But it was demonstrated first at the Penny Arcade Expo. We talked about it, I believe, once before. No, we didn't.
We didn't. Nope.
We talked about it as
Yeah, he told me about it, and I was intrigued, and thus it was brought to the show.
Yes. That's Orcs Must Die by Robot Entertainment, published by Microsoft Studios. Obviously, because it's on Xbox Live Arcade, you can get it there. I believe it's 1,000 some Facebook credits. It's not a currency, I can say it. I'm not sure because I think it was $15 fun on Steam.
Okay.
That's what
I don't know the translation value between fun dollars and Facebook currency.
Not Facebook currency. Not
Or,
Xbox Live currency.
But yeah. Oh, you said Facebook the first time, and I got very confused. Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So I just okay. Then it's probably going to be like about 1,000 Microsoft points.
Somewhere in
that
there.
sounds about like their evil
100
little
Microsoft points does not equal $1 for some reason.
a fun dollar.
Well, I guess it is quantified.
Yeah. All right. We only have a couple minutes here before we're going to go to the break and do the little giveaway which we'll describe before it. But we have one more thing to mention on this first half real quick, and there's not a whole lot to say about it because it's not out yet. But Portal 2 is getting some DLC. It's going to be called Peer Review, and it's going to bring extra co-op maps, a new like challenge mode, it says, and some extra achievements, which sounds like a whole lot of fun, and I personally plan on playing it. I think Q said he'd probably play it with me, so we'll discuss it next show in more detail.
I'm trying to load what was in it. I don't have anything in front of me that says what it did.
Oh, I think those were the main three things.
I played it yesterday night, and I didn't see anything different besides that it would just keep calculations of how many portals and how long it took me to beat a level.
Oh yeah, that's what the challenge mode I think was. It was like time trial.
So there's actually more. Oh, actually, there's a review saying it's actual DLC. Okay. I didn't download it, so I mean it's free. It's free. So if you own Portal 2, free DLC. Most companies absolutely despise giving you things for free, but
Valve loves it. Well, that's how Valve makes their games replayable forever. Like Left 4 Dead 2, I'll get bored of it, and suddenly like 3 new maps get introduced, and I'm like, oh, looks like that's all I'm playing for a month. They're very good at managing to keep their customers around.
There's quite a few companies who do a very good job, and then quite a few companies who do an absolutely abysmal job at DLC.
But they don't need to do that good of a job.
EA.
Yeah, they don't need to do a good job because they still sell huge.
Yeah, but the biggest DLCs, I mean, are obviously Modern Warfare.
Yeah, well, it's mostly because they it's pretty much regular how much they space them now. And they just kind of
science.
Yeah,
they understand the consumers that are going to be buying Modern Warfare, so why not sell those things because they can?
And they understand.
And EA's learning it, and EA's going to try it with Battlefield, and we're going to have a very long conversation about that when Battlefield 3 comes out, and we're going to be having a very, very long conversation about Battlefield 3 immediately after our break, which we're going to go do now right now.
Yes. So the song this time, what hints are we going to give? We already said it's for the N64.
We got to build it up.
For the N64. Yeah, we'll say console because I already did.
Well, now you ruined it, because now people are going to know an instant.
No.
Yeah, they will.
No.
Okay, well, we do a thing. This is 90 Terabytes Alternative Gaming here on 90 FM, your only alternative. We play a song in the middle of our show, and then we give away a gift certificate to one of our sponsors, which is the Tech Lounge. They give us a gift certificate every week to do this. We play a song from a video game from the past or recent. We've only done past ones.
Most of them have been old.
And this
so
one's
far.
the past. It's, I believe, more than 10 years old now.
I think it is. That sounds. I can literally guarantee that actually, because thinking of other like landmark games in the same genre, they came way later. So
yeah, I don't know.
And they were all over 10 years old now.
1997.
It's from 1997. So yes,
not 10 years.
Huh?
So way more than 10 years.
Yeah.
14. I'm not bad counting.
Math are hard.
Yeah, it's 14. I'm right.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, the game is from 1997. We kind of just give you another huge hint. So if you got a list of games from 1997, you're probably going to win.
Well, you still have to be able to recognize, though, not only what game it's from, but where in the game it's from.
Yes. We tested it out on some of our staff members, and one of them guessed correctly.
Immediately.
Immediately. As soon as he heard the first 5 seconds of the song, he knew this immediately. You need to tell us the name of the game and where it is in the game, and then we will give you a prize. And
yes,
the prize we told you,
prize.
A very fantastic prize from the Tech Lounge here in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. So we're going to play the song. You give us a call at 715-346-2696. And you just tell us the answer, the name of the game, and the place in the game. You can be rough in the rough area of where the song is. And to repeat the number once again, 715-346-2696. 2696. We're glad to take all of them, all of your answers. And you'll either be talking to either me or Taylor or both of us. We don't
speakerphone.
We don't have speakerphone.
Oh, we don't.
Yeah, there's speakerphone in here.
Oh.
Wow. Well, you might be talking to us both on speakerphone. So here is that song. So please, if you want to, you can call in with an answer and win a prize. So here is the song here on 90 FM, your only alternative
for gaming.
"90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming" is brought to you by
The Tech Lounge, offering the world's best next-generation and retro game systems, along with great-tasting Fairtrades coffee, espresso, jet smoothies, and energy drinks. Open Tuesday through Saturday, noon to midnight, Sunday, 2 p.m. till 10, and closed on Monday.
Located at 1036 Main Street in downtown Stevens Point.
Visit them at the web at www.techloungesp.com. The Tech Lounge, where the future is yesterday.
90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming is brought to you by Gaming Generations in Stevens Point. Located at 135 Division Street. Phone number 715-254-9990.
Gaming Generations features new releases and a wide selection of used games. They also have the classics you grew up with and the know-how to get your console up and running again.
That's Gaming Generations in Stevens Point, your source for gaming.
90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming does not represent the views of WWSP, 90 FM, or the University of Wisconsin school system. The views expressed and the information given in this broadcast can be used at the sole risk of the listener.
I mean, let's face it, the opinion of these two guys is about as pristine as Wikipedia. After all, their source is the internet. And now, back to the show. Fight.
Hello, and welcome back to 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming. I really like that re-intro, by the way. Having Mortal Kombat play all the way right back in. It was Harley, yes. Thank you very much, Harley, if you're listening.
If you were listening to us on our show.
You have our eternal gratitude.
Well, more than eternal gratitude. Man, it was amazing.
More than eternal. How do you get beyond eternal? I have caught Q with his pants down. All right.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
All right.
That's weird.
Whatever. 'Tis an expression. All right. As we said, before the break, we're going to spend pretty much the entire second half here just talking about Battlefield 3 and everything surrounding it, because there has been a lot of controversy off and on about this. We have I can't read from here.
Yeah, it was just one of our listeners putting on a Facebook wall, talking about answering the question. You got to call us.
Oh, okay, yeah. We originally did say that you could do it on Facebook.
Well, I didn't say this time.
Yeah, I know,
last time we didn't say.
But maybe that was the last episode they saw.
I can't look at the timestamps.
Yes, that's the exact problem. We don't know when someone is putting in the answer, so it would be unfair to have someone like put it on there and have us think they didn't win, even though they got it on right away. So phone calls exclusively for the giveaway, just for the sake of actually knowing who actually won.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we don't have to say that none of our views represent anybody else, because Harley did that for us.
Yeah, Harley did do that in the opener.
Thank you again, Harley.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so the Battlefield 3 beta has been out for a while now. The closed beta opened like the 28th or something?
Last Thursday, I think.
Okay. And then the open beta opened up like 4 days later. And me and Q have both played it. And
you have played it on the Xboxes?
Yes, I played it on the console.
Computers.
Yep. Mostly because I don't have Origin yet, and I don't plan on having Origin for at least a while. Which I might not have to, which is... Do you want to talk about that right now, or do you want to talk about the beta exclusively right now?
Origin sucks.
Origin sucks, and it's... I guess EA's realizing this slowly, because the entire time
the
they
first
kind of...
time I opened Battlefield 3, it told me Origin wasn't installed. I was opening it inside Origin. The next time, so I closed it, opened it back up, and said Battlefield 3 failed to load. Wasn't access to the internet because through Origin, and then I'm listening to music on Groove Shark. How is I'm not connected to the internet? I closed it again, opened it up again, and then it opened up in Chrome. So
it actually worked the final time.
With the computer, all the servers are listed on the internet. They're listed on a website, not actually inside Origin. And what you do is you click Play Server, and then it uses a widget to open Battlefield 3. And Battlefield 3 is beautiful.
It is absolutely beautiful.
I played it on my computer, which I'm assuming is probably 6 times as good as an Xbox 360.
Yeah, no, actually, I will say there's a notable difference between the visuals on computer versus the Xbox.
But most people don't have the money to spend that I spent on my computer.
Yes.
So, yeah, I have a 6-core processor, 8 gigs of RAM, I think a 5870. So it was beautiful. Throwing a grenade at a tree and watching the tree fall over is like woohoo.
Yes. And pretty much everything is destructible in that game, which not
to a point.
Everything that they like strategically place there to be, a visual blocker usually is something that can be taken down.
Trees, rocks. Obviously, you can fire as many bullets at them, and you're probably not going to move them.
Yeah, but you can fire through a small amount of rock. If you're like taking sniper shots, you can like clip the top of that rock and just go straight through it and blast the guy.
That's a problem.
Slightly. I'd consider it basically walling.
Would ricochet.
It would ricochet, but it would ricochet in most walling situations, but they don't.
One big thing, so all you Battlefield 3 players out there, the beta that we played was already a month old before they even released it. So this is a month-old build that they gave us because they just wanted to see to make sure it all worked with as many systems as they
could. You can tell. There are some pretty crazy little bugs in there.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of them were already fixed by the time they made released the beta, but there were some glaring
If they weren't,
ones.
they're probably fixed now.
Yeah. They heard a lot of people complaining.
The vehicles kind of exploding instantaneously after flipping upside down.
There's some pretty interesting YouTube videos about that too.
You clip a rock in a tank and the tank just explodes.
Yep. It'll either explode or it'll lock in place and start like rotating around in place and then fire out into the sky and then hit the ground and explode.
Yeah.
So pretty much the end result is your vehicle will explode at some point.
Yeah.
But there's also weird things where like you can fall through the terrain and then land on like some imaginary like basement and then just shoot people through the ground for as long as you want.
I never had that. The first server I played, I had that, but I just quit right away and picked the lower ping server. The higher ping servers, all of them did that. And so automatically right off the bat, it's the lower ping servers that are like,
Very strange, because on the Xbox, the Xbox is very different.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah, you have no choice. It's like most Xbox games where you go quick match, basically. And you can specify what map you want to play, you can specify what game mode, but then it just picks a server for you and throws you in there. But a large amount of servers, you had those terrain issues. Like, it was almost basically part of the game when I was playing that you could go through the terrain by the one bomb site on the first map, and people would just do it all the time. People would just run up there, lay down, and use that to defend it. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. What part of the game you want to talk about next? Controls. Controls were fantastic.
Absolutely, very intuitive,
I never
very
had
smooth.
a problem on my PC. I moved the mouse just the slightest bit, and I moved my sniper, thing. It was perfect. The sights were great. Never really had any problems with that. Grenades I felt were pretty cool. As I played more and more, obviously the people I was playing with got tons and tons of better things. I don't have any friends on Origin because I just made the account.
Yeah.
So I'll have to add people. I really liked it.
Yeah, no, I loved the game, but like some of the bugs were very strange too.
Yeah, but the bugs should be fixed by the time it actually comes out on, I believe, the 25th.
Yeah, and outside of those bugs, I didn't see any balance issues. I don't think some people who have played the game like pretty much all the way through the beta have reached weapons where they do say that some weapons are so good that there's like no reason to use other ones inside the class.
Yeah, I've played against people that were like level 30 and level 35 and stuff, and they were just obliterating everybody.
Yeah, no, there's apparently like in assault class, there's like one rifle that you should use, and once you reach it, you're good. Like you can play around with the sights, you can play around with all like your little attachments, but you're pretty much good.
Yeah.
Tons of fun. I think the best part about it is they had this a lot in Bad Company too, which I only played little bits of. But I think they really perfected it in this by kind of they condensed the classes a lot. There's no medic anymore, and there's no medic in Assault. It's just one Assault class that functions as a medic, and there's a few other ones that they collapse down into one. And because of it, everybody has at any time they all have a role. And being a medic is a blast. I'm going to say that right away because that's all I did basically. And
I shot a machine gun.
You shot a machine gun? You were support then? Okay.
I just shot a machine gun. That's all I did.
And support can throw down the ammo boxes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is awesome, by the way. For certain, if you want to be like just that awesome teammate,
ammo really quick.
Yeah, and if you want to be that awesome teammate, you can go find your sniper and just drop an ammo box next to him and be like, "Have fun, buddy," and then run off, and it'll be there as long as you don't die. So you can
run off, get sniped by the other guy.
Yeah, no. Assuming that you don't just run away and get instantly sniped, then that sniper is going to be a happy camper.
Yep.
Yeah, see what happy camper. Ha.
48-hour access was given to people who pre-ordered or people who bought Medal of Honor Tier 1 edition, and then they were able to get to play the Caspian Border level. Everybody
Which
else
was taken away for the Open, yeah.
Did not get to play the Caspian Border level. I was quite unhappy. I looked on the internet to find a password, but all the passwords that were part of those didn't exist anymore. Hopefully they give us a couple more maps. I think the beta's out for a couple more days.
Yeah.
But most likely they'll just keep giving us the same map, and the character that you have on the beta probably will not translate into.
I think they've actually openly said that you don't get to carry that over.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's almost a bummer, but yeah, it totally makes sense.
It's your fault for playing it that much. It's beta.
Yeah.
It's just a beta. The jet combat, I saw some videos of. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Tanks were very cool, besides the explosions at random times. We'll have co-op mode with this. Campaign is fairly long. Obviously going to be probably twice as long as Modern Warfare is.
Yes, absolutely.
Pro and Position was very cool. You can have 64-player battles on the PC. I saw a couple of them. I actually saw some servers that had 128-player battles.
Did you play any of them?
No, because then my account would have got banned.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, we'll talk about that later, because that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. What are we talking about right now? It's a good segue. Yeah. There are people who were hacking in to hack the servers that they were sent, and made it have 128, I think was the max.
Yep. And people have also gotten access to other maps, I think.
Yep.
That's how some people are still playing like Caspian Border. But EA, their response to this wasn't like, oh, those guys, they're hacking us, or something like that. They went crazy. They went absolutely crazy. And they stated that if you are caught playing on these servers, then they will not only ban you.
And these servers actually appear in the server list on the computers.
Yeah, no, they're not like just off to the side where you have to find them somewhere else. They're open servers that are right there, and if you don't know this, then you could very easily accidentally join one. They say that they will not only ban you from Battlefield's beta, they will also entirely ban your Origin account. It's just toast. Like, no more. You can never play all these games you paid for. Which is so insanely over the top that it's not even funny. Like, I can't even believe that.
And they have it written in the terms of agreement that you agree to that if you do these things, then you're not even knowingly do these things, you can lose all of your games. And naturally, I'm pretty sure you can sue them.
You know what, though? I don't know if we can because you agree to those terms of services, which I'm assuming
service agreements don't always stand up in court.
I guess I didn't know that. I thought once you gave them your
they don't always
quote-unquote
stand up in
signature.
Court. You are, but even you say you read it, but what I did to get the ban was not necessitated in any way.
I guess.
It's not necessary for you to ban this person forever. They had squads that were built right into the groupings.
Yep. And there was a little bit of worry actually at first because with the PC they were originally saying that you could only do all of your management for your squads outside of the game in the what do they call it, battle log? I think that's what it was called for this. And that was the only way you could do it. There's no in-game squad management, which people were not happy about. But on the console, they already had it. And so it sounds like they've decided that they're actually going to have in-game squad management, which is awesome because the squads were the core of the game. Like, you have a very large team, but within it, you're working in just your squad, which is 4 people, and you get bonuses for working with them. If you are healing someone in your squad, you get double points. If you defib him, you get like an extra 10 points, and it encourages that tiny little like amount of teamwork, but then also has the grander level of teamwork.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
Yep, the Frostbite engine makes the game look amazing, too.
Yep,
I think we mentioned that a little bit ago.
And because of that, I cannot wait for Mirror's Edge 2 to come out on that, because that sounds like it's going to be
it hopefully
amazing.
Should be pretty awesome. The date of the story was 2014, so once you get to play the co-op campaign, which I'm assuming me and Taylor probably will, of this game, because of what I've played of it, I actually probably will buy it.
Yes, I actually do plan on buying it now, too. The main thing that will make me buy this is, I don't know did we talk all the way through this about the Steam situation? I know I mentioned it earlier, but I don't think we mentioned what's happening. EA and Valve are actually having talks now to say, they're having like late-term talks now to put the game onto Steam, which would be awesome. If I can play this game on Steam and just avoid this whole Origin, like, I don't know, fiasco. Fandangle. That was actually the word I was originally thinking, but I thought it sounded too ridiculous.
No,
but
because this whole situation is ridiculous.
No, it is 100% ridiculous. I mean, for a little while there, it really looked like EA was kind of going to botch it. Just with all the things they kept doing, it really looked like they were just actively trying to make people just not buy the game.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're buckling a little bit late term because I think they're getting scared that they're actually going to not make as many sales as they could because of the choices they've made. And now that that's clicking, they seem to be kind of evening themselves out.
If you're listening, you put it on Valve or you put it on Steam,
I will
be buying this game.
100%
you got 2 sales right here. With the Origin situation, I probably will not.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to do it, but then when I realized I had to put Origin on, I decided to put it off at least until the real game came out.
And all you console gamers out there, you can laugh at this because this is a situation that is quite bad for the PC gaming situation.
Yep. As much as we like to talk about how awesome PC gaming is, this is exclusively an issue, for the PC. Everyone on the console just buys their game and plays. They don't have to worry about which distribution method that they're dealing with.
But the Battlefield 3, the PC version, will be more support for squads over the consoles. So there are big differences between the 2 games. Naturally, of course, having 64-player battles over 32, but an Xbox just can't handle that many user input happening at the same time, and that's really sad to see. But I have one thing that this is out there for the listeners in the listening world. I can't find anything about this online, but while I was playing Battlefield 3 on my PC, I could click on Xbox servers that were labeled Xbox servers and play on them.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
I obliterated. Those are the only servers I actually did really, really, really well in.
It's because you're playing against people who there's no way they can keep up.
Because I mean, I've got a mouse. A mouse is going to be millions of times better than a little joystick over tons. I can actually pinpoint accuracy your head. But
which I gotta say, I'm kind of jealous of that because that sounds like it would be a blast to do for a little while.
Yeah,
just be the god
among men. I'm quite surprised with this. I mean, if anybody out there in the listening world, if any of our listeners, we have 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming, the Facebook page. If you have any information, you can.
Yeah, if you've had the same thing happen or anything like that,
or a news story that is out there that is on this, you can, if you want to, put it on there. But I was very surprised that I was able to click Xbox server and it said Xbox.
That sounds very much like a bug because if you could actually play cross-platform, they would have been hyping that up since day one. So,
I don't know.
Plus, I mean, for obvious reasons, i.e. you annihilating the entire time, I don't think it'd be a very good idea.
Yeah. There are quite a few things they still need to tweak with the game. There's a lot, like we mentioned, a lot of glitches and stuff, but it's a beta, and it's a month-old beta.
There's some really weird, model issues, too. Like, if you... I never really pinpointed what caused it, because you can't see your own character when you're doing things, but I think when you try to have your defibrillation paddles out, you put your arms just locked out to your side. And...
You look like an airplane.
You look like an airplane. And we're probably later on going to be posting, a 9-second YouTube video that is hilarious pertaining to that, because it was funny.
All pre-orders of the limited edition for Battlefield 3 will gain access to the Back to Cartland DLC packs, so obviously you should probably pre-order the limited edition, because then you get a free DLC, which is probably going to cost you $15 fun.
Which makes me sad.
You get a reference to the Strike to Cartland map, popular Battlefield 2 map, including 4 maps, several weapons and vehicles brought over from Battlefield 2. The maps will feature an expansion pack, which will be a bunch of levels. Pre-orders and Origin will include the physical warfare. Wow, there are tons and tons. Yeah, EA already has the entire idea of how much DLC they're going to put in this game before it's done.
Which is so ridiculous. Yeah. You shouldn't, before you release a game, already know what you're going to charge extra to put in there. Because if you already had that in mind, it should be part of the game. That was in your concept of the game. It just makes no sense to me at this point. Which Skyrim's not doing.
There may be a Wii U version down the line for it, which could be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
The Wii U just in itself is interesting. It could be the greatest thing to ever happen to Nintendo, or it could be a Virtual Boy, the worst thing to ever happen to Nintendo.
Yeah, no, I'm really hoping...
or the GameCube.
Yeah, I'm really hoping it doesn't follow what happened with the 3DS, where they created this pretty cool concept with a lot of strong hardware to back it, and then still had no interest in it. Very few people bought the 3DS, but it's comparable.
It still made a ton of money.
It really didn't make that much. That's why he had to take his pay cut.
Well,
they had to drop the price of it.
Profit, but it made a lot of revenue.
Oh, it made a lot of revenue, but if you're not overcoming the initial expense of making this thing, then I don't think you've done that well.
Yeah. The release date for Battlefield 3 in the United States of America is October 25th. European Union is 28th, and Australia is the 27th. In Australia, you'll probably see lots of fun rainbows and etc.
Yeah, I was about to say, and when you kill people in that, I'm sure it'll be very confetti-filled.
Blow up a building and a rainbow comes out. It's a first-person shooter. I don't think we need to describe Battlefield 3 anymore to our listeners, because our listeners obviously
everyone knows
what it is. To those who don't know what Battlefield 3 is, if you have ever in the past 5 years known about Call of Duty,
it's like that if they did it right.
You just shoot lots. We don't know if they're going to do it right. We don't know if either game's going to be well.
I guess. From what I've experienced of even the previous Battlefield games, though, they take the core principle of what Modern Warfare is and then actually makes it into an interesting game instead of just a run-and-gun fest.
Yeah. Because Call of Duty's pretty much just run, blow up stuff, die, run, blow up stuff, die.
Well, Call of Duty's core gameplay.
Game.
Yeah, it very much is.
Station manager Mason Muellmans,
yes,
who owns it.
Melmans. But what I was gonna say was that Modern Warfare, its core gameplay is deathmatch, whereas when you play Battlefield, I probably would never even play deathmatch in that game. It just wouldn't make any sense.
Oh, Capture the Flag is pretty popular game type on that, isn't it?
It's on. You're talking about Modern Warfare 3?
Battlefield.
Oh,
isn't it on Battlefield?
On Battlefield 2, Bad Company 2, maybe, but I didn't play that game that much.
Has it.
Battlefield 3, so far, all we've seen is Russia. That's what's in the demo.
I'm really seeing it.
Huh.
This is
Someone is in awe seeing the show.
One of our fans just walked in and is seeing our show, and he's just...
It's like he's at the Willy Wonka factory. This is where the magic happens.
I do completely agree with you, though, that first thing you play when you go to Modern Warfare is Team Deathmatch.
Yeah, all that game is about is killing each other.
Yeah.
Whereas Battlefield, you have an overarching goal. You can do incredibly well on a server and barely kill anybody because you were the one planting bombs, healing your teammates, bringing them back to life, giving them ammo, doing everything to support your team.
And there's an attacking and defending in both teams, especially when we played a Battlefield. There was a huge difference.
Yeah,
and you could
it's an entirely
be
different
really
game.
good at defending and just be horrible at attacking. And one team will just win in 3 minutes, and the next team takes 15 minutes to win. That was very cool. You have Rush, you have Squad Rush, which is 8 players. Rush is 32 or 24 players. Conquest is 24, 32, or 64 players.
Yep.
Squad deathmatch is 16, which is 4 versus 4 versus 4 versus 4.
See, that does sound kind of interesting, actually.
And team deathmatch is just 24 people.
See, okay, I like the 4-on-4 but
I would not play regular team deathmatch on that game. I don't think.
No, if I had the availability to go, everyone or 4 different teams on a map at the same time, I would definitely go with that.
Yeah.
But why not? Why aren't they going like 8 per team or 6 per team? Is it just
that's probably add more later? These are the
core squads are 4 anyways too.
Yeah.
Your squad, and you could have 2 squads. And 2 squads and 2 squads and 2 squads and 2 squads.
Yeah.
That'd be,
But that'd be closer to that'd be just like a really hectic team deathmatch then.
Yeah. Obviously the 2 factions are the Spetsnads and the Marines. So that's kind of what most all our overarching shooting games are today. There are tons of stuff. Lots of cool things you can do with the servers. You can turn off vehicles. You have planes. You have all this stuff, which is cool.
But it's not for everyone. I would agree with.
Call of Duty doesn't have those things. Call of Duty is you shoot and you shoot and you shoot and you shoot.
Yep.
And then you die and you respawn and you shoot and you shoot.
See, Call of Duty was perfect though because it took advantage of the ADD generation that was just blown away by the graphics.
Yeah,
we were seeing really good graphics, happen really fast, and we were just amazed by it. But now I think gamers are looking for a little deeper kind of shooter.
Well, I think it did do something important. I will say, having people play a bunch of Modern Warfare brought in a lot of casual players.
Yeah,
and then these people who wanted the newest and best Modern Warfare because they really enjoyed it suddenly saw Battlefield 3 come along and they went, oh, that sounds like it sounds like Call of Duty, but everyone says it's way better. I'm going to give it a try.
I'd completely agree with that statement.
And yeah, there's a lot of people who are transferring from Call of Duty into Battlefield now, which first off shows up in the servers a lot. There's so many people who try to play it like Call of Duty and they just get trounced.
I know, it's so funny. I'm sitting there, I'm just sitting there with a sniper rifle. I watch like 3 kids run past me. They die instantaneously. I'm just sitting there, really? That's my team. I lost.
Well, that's your own fault.
Yeah, I was sitting there sniping people. I'm doing my job.
Carry the team, Q. Carry the
As
team.
a sniper.
Actually, I don't think there's not really people who can carry your team in that game either, which is
incredibly
cool.
Yeah, one person can do pretty well, but if your whole team is not working together, one person is never going to clear out all the defense of a bomb site, plant it, and keep it there until it blows up.
See, this is where college kids are going to have a complete advantage in this game because they don't mind staying up from 2 to 5 in the morning with their 3 buds and going, okay, we really need to plan this out.
Yeah, and then that's really the cool thing, but when I was a kid, we did that on the weekend.
Yeah. One complaint, but this has been on all of these types of games, and it's going away so fast. There's no split screen online multiplayer, which is a bummer. I would like to see consoles start doing that again, but I mean, it's pure business. They want people to actually have to be playing on a separate console because that way they're making way more money.
Would there be any issues though with quality of the gameplay if you had split screen though? That's what I've always. Obviously, it's a marketing issue to try to get more people to play their.
You wouldn't be able to see as well, but that's your own choice. It's not like it's.
It wouldn't cause it to lag if you're bringing along another player.
I wouldn't think so.
No. Just wondering.
These are valid questions.
No, you won't.
they did really well. Like we were talking, we played GoldenEye for our song. They did that really well. There were never any lag in GoldenEye with 4 people playing.
Well, yeah, but you weren't dealing with online.
That's true, but we've already I think Black Ops had online split screen.
Yep.
So they've already proven that it's possible. But people just choose not to because they want to make more money. Mm-hmm. That's just the principle of it.
They sell another copy.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just really going to come down to it. We're going to play both the games. We're going to play both the games a lot. We're going to have quite a few people come on to our show and review both these games when the 2 of them come out at the end of this month. Because Modern Warfare, I think, is November.
Don't even ask me. I'm not even paying attention to that anymore.
Wait, you're not even getting that?
No.
Oh, you are an ace in the hole for a Modern Warfare player.
I'm debatable on Battlefield right now.
Okay.
I'm debating whether or not I want to get that because chances are I'm going to know enough people that I'll be able to try it out before I buy it.
Right. November 8th. November 8th is the release date for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and then 25th of October is the release date for Battlefield 3. We'll be reviewing both of those quite extensively. But this is the end of our show.
Yes, we have run out of time.
You'll be listening to Sports Beat next.
Which is a show kind of like ours, but worse.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and Buffalo are looking at each other. Yeah, it's a good summry.
If you like our show but hate quality.
Oh, ouch.
Okay, I'm not even mad. That was good.
No, I also feel like I deserve that because I think the first 3 shows we were introduced as the guys who they were letting out of the closet, out of the lockers.
Yeah, now they're in the lockers. That's
actually I think percentage-wise, our show has more girlfriends.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're actually batting perfect for that.
Oh,
we're at 100. We're at 100% girlfriend record here.
Your first show, I think, where you were introduced as that show that's going to fill this time slot for the next 2 weeks.
Actually, I think that was pretty much it because they didn't have a spot to fill their spot.
No, we totally got lucky and even